Watch something new, learn something new. Welcome to your digital classroom. I'm Saji Kevi and you are watching my channel, The Eureka. In the previous video, we learned Bassanio went to Shylock and requested him to give him 3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio as security for the money. Shylock was ready to give the money. At the very moment, Antonio came there. And then Shylock felt angry and revengeful as Antonio hated him, abused him, and insulted him at public places. Antonio tells Shylock that he does not lend money to anyone on interest nor borrow money from anyone on interest. And then Shylock tells that he is ready to give him the money, but he has heard that Antonio is saying that he has not lent money or borrowed money on interest. Shylock, when Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob from our holy Abraham was, as his mother wrote in his behalf, the third possessor. He was the third. You have heard about Jacob. Jacob was the grandson of Abraham. Abraham was the founder of Jewish community. And Jacob became third descendant of Abraham because his mother, Rebecca, played a trick to make Jacob third descendant of Abraham. Jacob's father, Isaac, was very old. At that time, he called his eldest son, Esau, and asked him to go out and hunt and prepare a dish of meat for him so that he could bless him and hand over his right to his son. Meanwhile, Isaac's wife, Rebecca, heard what Isaac has told Esau. Immediately, she called Jacob and asked him to kill a goat, and she would prepare its meat and asked him to take it to his father and get the blessings that he wanted to give to his eldest son Esau. And Jacob did as his mother told him, and Jacob received the blessings of his father, and Jacob became the third descendant of Abraham. You remember the contract, the agreement Jacob made with Laban, his uncle. And this Jacob became the third descendant of Abraham because his mother played a trick to make him the third descendant of Abraham. And his mother, Jacob's mother, loved him very much. Therefore, she played a trick to make him the third descendant of Abraham. Now, indirectly, he wants to justify his act of taking interest. At the same time, he also points out indirectly that he can play a trick to get rid of Antonio from Venice. Antonio, what of him did he take interest? Why do you quote him? Why do you tell about him? Did he take any interest when he agreed with Lebanon? when he made an agreement with Laban. Shylock, no, not to take interest, not as you to say, directly interest. Mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised, that all the yearlings which were streaked and pied should fall as Jacob's hire. This was a way to thrive, and he was blessed. So here, do you remember what Jacob did when Jacob and Laban, his uncle, made an agreement that all the sheep and the goats born with strips and spots would be the inheritance, would be the property of Jacob. And Jacob became a successful, prosperous man there. Laban asked his son to take away all the sheep and goats with spots and strips from the herd. And Jacob was given only one colored sheep and goats to look after. Jacob, when the agreement was made, and he was given only one colored sheep and goats to take care, Jacob placed rods during the breeding season over the sheep and goats. As a result, most of the lambs and kids, young ones of the sheep and the young ones of the goat, were born with strips and spots. Jacob became a successful, prosperous man of the place. And this was a way for him to succeed and to become rich. This thrift is blessing if men steal it not. All the blessings are a profit as long as men do not steal. Jacob did not steal any of the sheep and goats of Laban when he looked after the sheep and goats of Laban. But he was successful. He was blessed because he was blessed by God. The God blessed Abraham, and Abraham blessed his son Isaac, and Isaac blessed Jacob. Whatever you do, you shall succeed. Wherever you go, you shall prosper. Whomever you curse, they shall be cursed. That was the blessings given to Jacob, and Jacob became successful. Antonio, this was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for, a thing not in the power to bring to pass, but swayed and fashioned by the hand of heaven. So here, this was an enterprise for which Jacob worked. And again, a thing which his power could not make it happen. He could not make it happen like that, but it was controlled and designed by God. Therefore, he became prosperous and successful in his attempt. Was this inserted to make interest good? Or is your gold and silver ewes and rams? Have you quoted this example to justify your act of taking interest? Or do you want to say that you can multiply your gold and silver like the rams and the ewes of Jacob, the male and the female sheep of Jacob? Shylock, I cannot tell. I make it breed as fast, but not me signal. I cannot tell that I can multiply my silver and gold coins like the sheep and the goats of Jacob. But You see what I want to say. I do not steal to make money. Antonio, mark you this, Bassanio. The devil can cite scripture for the purpose. Bassanio, you see, a devil can quote example from the Bible to justify his act. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek. A goodly apple rotten at the heart. An evil man quotes example from the Bible to justify his act is like a villain with a smiling face. An attractive apple which is rotten inside. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood has. What a good appearance falsehood has. Falsehood has a good appearance. Shylock, 3,000 ducats, it's good round sum. 3 months from 12, then let me see the rate. You require 3,000 ducats for 3 months. It's a good amount of money. Let me see the interest. Antonio, well, Shylock, shall we be holding to you? Shylock, are you going to lend us the money? Will you give us the money? Shylock, Sign Antonio, many a time, often in the Rialto, you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Mr. Antonio, many times at the Rialto, at the stock exchange of Venice, you insulted me and abused my money and my money lending business. Still have I borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferers is the badge of our tribe. I bore that insult with patience and endured it because suffering is the characteristics of our tribe. Our tribe has suffered throughout the history of this world, and I patiently bore the insults that you inflicted upon me. You call me a misbeliever, a cutthroat dog, spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and for all the use of that which is my own. You called me a non-believer, a cutthroat dog, spit upon my Jewish coat, because I am a Jew and I made money with my money. Well then, it now appears you need my help. Go to them. You come to me and you say, Shylock, we should have monies. And you say so. Now it seems that you want my help. You want to have 3,000 ducats for me. And therefore, you have come to me and you ask for the money. You say, you did void your spend upon my beard, food on as you spend the strange care over your household. You spat your sputum on my beard, on my face. You kicked me like a dog on your doorstep. And then you have come for money. Money is your suit. Money is your request. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Now, you want to have the money. Should I say that can a dog have so much of money? Is it possible a care can lend 3,000 ducats? Is it possible for a dog to give you 3,000 ducats? Or shall I bend law and in a bondman's key with a bated breath, whispering humbleness, say this, "Fair sir, you spat on me on Wednesday last. You spurned me such a day. Another time you called me a dog. For these courtesies, I will lend you thus much money. Now, you are in need of money. Should I bend low like a slave and whisper to you, last Wednesday you spat on my cheek. On another day you kicked me, and another day you called me a dog. For these courtesies, for these insults, I shall lend you the money. Antonio, I am as like to call thee again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. Became very angry and furious, and tell Shylock, I am going to do again the same. I will spit again and turn you out. If thou wilt lend the money, lend not to thy friends. For when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? Now, you lend me money as you would give to your enemy, because no friends extract interest from another friend for the money that he gives. But lend me rather to thy enemy, and who be break, thou mayst with a better face exact the penalty. And you lend me the money as you give it to your enemy. And then, if I break the promise, extract the penalty from me, whatever way you want, ask you to extract penalty from your enemy. Thanks for watching my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Give your feedback and ask your doubts without any hesitation.